Dear students, welcome to the video class. In today's class, let us learn about nutrition from the chapter Life Process. We observe certain characteristics to classify a thing as living or non-living. The characteristics possessed by living organisms are nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion, response to stimuli, reproduction, lifespan, cellular nature, growth, and movement. Let us learn about the first characteristic, nutrition, in more detail. The process of obtaining food and its utilization in the body is called nutrition. Nutrition are of two types, autotrophic and heterotrophic. All green plants are example for autotrophic nutrition and all the animals are example for heterotrophic nutrition. The two main modes of nutrition as we have learned just now are autotrophic and heterotrophic. So heterotrophic nutrition has subtypes as saprotrophic or saprophytic nutrition, parasitic nutrition and holozoic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition. If an organism can nourish itself by making its own food using sunlight or chemicals, such mode of nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition. Here you can observe in this image that green plants are preparing its own food by using carbon dioxide, water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. So, plants photosynthesize use light energy and therefore they are termed as photoautotrophs. Few bacteria use chemicals to derive energy and they are termed as chemoautotrophs. Now let us learn about photosynthesis, the process by which green plants make their own food like glucose by using carbon dioxide, water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Such a process is called as photosynthesis. The process of photosynthesis takes place in the green leaves of a plant. The carbon dioxide gas required for making food is taken by the plant leaves from the surrounding through tiny pores called stomata. Water required for making food is taken from the soil, which is transported to the leaves from the soil through the roots and the stem. The sunlight provides energy required to carry out the chemical reactions involved in the preparation of food. The green pigment called chlorophyll absorbs solar energy. Here is an equation that helps us understand the whole photosynthesis process very easily. Carbon dioxide, water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gets converted into simple sugar, glucose, water and oxygen is released out. Dear students, as just we have learned that green plants take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. So, these are the small tiny pores that assist the process of exchange of gases. So, these tiny pores are termed as stomata. Stomata are tiny pores present on the surface of leaves that help in exchange of gases. Each stoma is guarded by guard cells which control the opening and closing of the pore. Here you can observe, so this is the stomatal pore. It is guarded by two cells pair of cells called God cells, and here are the supporting cells. So there are many chloroplasts present in the God cells that also help in carry photosynthesis. So here you can see in this image, you can observe how the stomata are helping in exchange of gases. The gases, the water molecule, the oxygen is coming out of through the stomatal pore. So the taking in of carbon dioxide and giving out of oxygen is assisted by this stomatal pore. Even the water molecule in the form of water vapor comes out through this stomatal pore. So this is one of the important function of stomata. That is, it helps in exchange of gases. Let us do a simple activity to understand that green pigment chlorophyll is very important for carrying photosynthesis or for the preparation of starch. We have learned that carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll and sunlight are the important factors for photosynthesis. So let us understand how chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. This is a simple activity. Let us understand in a very simple way. We have to take, to carry this activity, we need to take one variegated leaf and mark the green areas in the leaf. Later, we should dip the leaf in boiling water, as you can see in this image. Boiling water, we should dip the leaf in boiling water. Then, after a few minutes, again, we have to dip the leaf in ethanol and indirectly we should heat it by using the water bath. Then, after washing the leaf, we have to rinse it with iodine solution to test for starch. If the areas that turn blue-black indicates the presence of starch. So this activity helps us to understand that chlorophyll, green pigment is essential for carrying photosynthesis. Only the areas that was marked, green areas that was marked will turn blue-black. The non-green areas does not turn blue-black. This indicates that chlorophyll is essential for carrying photosynthesis. Let us move on for the next activity. So this is the activity to demonstrate that carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. As you can observe in this image and easily understand by seeing the image that we have taken, we should take two potted plants of same size. And we should make the arrangement like this. Let us label this pot 1 as A and this pot as B. Pot A and pot B. Near pot A, we have kept potassium hydroxide, KOH. And near the pot B, nothing is kept. Both the pots are covered with bell jar and it is sealed with Vaseline. So, through this setup, what we understand that here we have kept potassium hydroxide and we know that potassium hydroxide has a capacity to absorb the available carbon dioxide. So, in bell jar, that is jar A, there is no carbon dioxide. The availability of carbon dioxide is absent here. Whereas near jar B, there is sufficient carbon dioxide. What happens next? Let us see. Once again, let us recall, we have taken two potted plant A and B. Place KOH near pot A. Cover each of the pot with bell jar and seal the bottom with Vaseline. Keep the setup in sunlight for 2 hours. We have kept this setup for 2 hours in sunlight. After 2 hours, when we pluck the leaf, we have to pluck the leaf from each pot and test the leaf for starch, just as you have done it for the previous activity. So if we want to test the leaf for starch, we should use the iodine solution. So, can you guess which pot, the leaf from which pot would have answered for starch? Yes. The leaf from pot B shows the presence of starch, whereas the leaf from pot A doesn't answer for starch, because potassium hydroxide placed near pot A setup has absorbed all the carbon dioxide available inside the jar. Therefore, there was no carbon dioxide available for the leaf to absorb and synthesize the starch. So here the starch was not synthesized, whereas in pot B there was sufficient carbon dioxide. So the leaves of this pot has prepared the starch. Therefore, the leaf from pot B gives answer for starch, whereas the leaf from pot A doesn't answer for starch. Let us learn how organisms obtain their nutrition. Based on the type of cell, we know that there are two types of organism, single cell organism and multicellular organism. In single cell organism, the food may be taken in by the entire body surface. Example is amoeba. Whereas in multicellular organism, different parts become specialized to perform different functions. Example are human beings. So now let us learn in more detail about types of heterotrophic nutrition. First, let us move on for the saprotrophic nutrition. Some organisms, as you might have observed, that like mushroom, bread mounds, yeast, etc. These organisms break down the food material outside the body and then absorb it. Such a type of nutrition is called saprotrophic nutrition. Here, the food is partially digested outside the body and then it is absorbed. Let us now look on parasitic type of nutrition. Some organisms derive nutrition from plants or animals without killing them. Such a type of nutrition is called parasitic nutrition. These organisms live on the body or in the body of a host organism and derive the nutrition directly from the body of the host. Examples are cuscuta, ticks and leech. Leech is an ectoparasite because it obtains the food just outside. It attaches to the skin and sucks the blood. So it is ectoparasite, while Ascaris is endoparasite. Roundworm that is present in the stomach are endoparasite because they live inside our digestive tract, digestive system. Cuscuta is a parasitic plant. So here is an example for parasitic plant Cuscuta. So these are the example for parasitic nutrition. Now let us move on for the next type of nutrition, holozoic nutrition. So holozoic nutrition is a mode of nutrition in which animals take their food as a whole. Simple example is about amoeba. So amoeba performs holozoic mode of nutrition. As you can see in this image, how amoeba is obtaining its food. Whenever amoeba comes in contact of food, it produces its false leg called pseudopodia. It engulfs the food particle using this false feet called pseudopodia. So such a process of engulfing the food as a whole by producing false feet is called as phagocytosis. Here, the engulfed food particle get enclosed in a food vacuole. As you can observe here, it is producing a food vacuole and the food particle is taken inside the food vacuole. Then here inside the food vacuole, the enzymes are produced. The food vacuole passes through the cytoplasm. As the enzymes are present here, digestion, absorption and assimilation takes place. Finally, the waste product is also adjusted out through diffusion. When the food vacuole opens to outside, addition of undigested food takes place. Nutrition in paramesium. Here is one more example of a unicellular organism, paramesium. Let us learn how it obtains the nutrition. Paramesium also exhibits holozoic nutrition. However, paramecium have cilia that help them to engulf the food through the oral groove. The food vacuole is created enclosing the food. Food digested in the food vacuole is absorbed by the cytoplasm. Undigested food is given out to a tiny pore called anal pore. Till now we have learned about the nutrition, holozoic type of nutrition in simple organism, simple unicellular organism. Now we are going to learn about nutrition in humans. As we all know that humans are example for multicellular organism. Let us take the example of multicellular organism human and learn in detail how nutrition is performed in human beings. Here is an image of human alimentary canal that assists in nutrition. Humans are omnivores. They can eat plant-based food as well as animal-based food. Being more complex, humans have a very complicated nutrition system. The digestive system has an alimentary canal and the associated digestive glands, which together function to nourish the body. There are 5 stages in human nutrition. First is ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. Look at this alimentary canal. Alimentary canal in human is a long tube of varying diameter. In this image you can look at the alimentary canal. It is a long tube of varying diameter. It starts with mouth and ends with anus. It starts with the mouth. As you can observe the arrangement here, it starts with the mouth and ends in anus. It consists of mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine and associated glands such as liver, pancreas and salivary glands. Look at the arrangement. Here this arrangement give you the detail of human alimentary canal. The 4 stages, that is ingestion, digestion, absorption, egestion, takes place in alimentary canal, while assimilation of nutrients takes place in the whole body. Look at this image. This is the image that gives an idea about the first stage of nutrition, that is ingestion. The process of taking in of food is called as ingestion. Can you guess which part of our body helps in ingestion? Yes, it is our mouth. Mouth is the opening of the alimentary canal. It helps in ingestion of food. The buccal cavity has teeth and tongue. The set of teeth help in mastication of food, chewing of food. The tongue has taste buds on it and thus helps in tasting the food. The salivary glands also open in the buccal cavity and pour saliva, which initiates the process of ingestion. Look at this image. Teeth. Teeth are the hard structures present in the buccal cavity. They help us to cut, shear, and masticate the food we eat. Mechanical digestion is assisted by teeth. Observe this given image. Sometimes we suffer with the dental caries. So what is this dental caries or tooth decay? Tooth decay or dental caries is the damage to the tooth surface or enamel. It happens when bacteria in your mouth makes acid that attacks the enamel. Tooth decay can lead to cavities or dental caries, which are holes in your teeth, as you can observe in this image. If tooth decay is not treated, it can cause pain, infection, and even tooth loss. Now, as we have learned in the given slides that how teeth, tongue and salivary glands begins the digestion of food. So here in the mouth, both mechanical and chemical digestion begins. Now the food is swallowed. The food passes from the mouth to the next connection that is called as esophagus. Here you can see how the food is passing to the next connection, that is esophagus. The food is moving through this pipe. And there is a sphincter opening at both the ends of the esophagus. There is an opening valve. It is called as esophageal sphincter. Esophagus, the food swallowed passes into this tube which is called as esophagus. It is a muscular tube and is about 25 centimeter long with a sphincter at each end. Just now you have observed it in the image. Its function is to transport food and fluid after being swallowed from the mouth to the stomach. Food is pushed down by special movement. We call it as peristaltic movement. You can observe the peristaltic movement of food here. The muscular contraction and relaxation of muscles of esophagus helps in movement of food, easy movement of food. Such a movement is termed as peristalsis. So this is a constant wave-like movement of alimentary canal right from the esophagus to the small intestine, and it is called as peristalsis. Just now you have seen how the esophagus passes the food to a bag-like structure called stomach. Stomach is a thick-walled bag-like structure. It receives food from the esophagus at one end and opens into the small intestine at the other. You can observe here stomach from the esophagus. Esophagus passes the food is again, it remains here, and after completing its digestion, it passes to the small intestine. The inner lining of the stomach secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid, and digestive juices. Food is churned into a semi-solid mass in the stomach and is called chyme. Enzymes present in the gastric juice breaks down the food. Hydrochloric acid helps in partial digestion of proteins and also kills harmful bacteria. Mucus secreted by the wall of the stomach resists the action of hydrochloric acid on itself. Here, the food from the stomach, now it has completed the chyme. The food that was converted into chyme by the enzymes present in the stomach. Now, the food is passing, the chyme is passing into the small intestine. The small intestine has three areas, the upper duodenum, the middle jejunum, and the lower part is called as ileum. The food passes to duodenum, then jejunum, then ileum. So duodenum, jejunum and ileum are the various parts of the small intestine. Small intestine is the longest part of alimentary canal. It is about 20 feet long in humans. The wall of the small intestine secretes intestinal juices. As you can see here, this is the wall of the small intestine and it secretes intestinal juices, and it is also surrounded by various finger-like structures called villi. So in the small intestine, complete digestion and absorption of food takes place. The internal surface of the small intestine is folded into finger-like projections called villi. Just look at the image here. Here you can observe this is the inner wall of the small intestine. It consists of many finger-like projections called villi that helps in absorption of nutrition. All the digested nutrients are absorbed by the long finger-like projections. You can see many villi are present here. These are the villi, and you can see how villi are absorbing the nutrients. These small finger-like projections of the inner wall of intestine are called villi. So villi increases the internal surface area of intestinal walls, making available a greater surface area for absorption. Digested nutrients pass into the semi-permeable villi through diffusion. Observe this given image, how you can understand how the villi are absorbing the nutrients and it is passing into the blood by the process called diffusion. The next part of the alimentary canal is the large intestine. As we have already learned that large intestine helps in absorbing water, manufactures vitamins, produces mucus and helps in expelling out the feces, removal of waste. It consists of three areas, that is ascending colon, transverse colon and descending colon. The large intestine in human is about 5 feet long. The region of large intestine after ileum is called colon, while the last part of the large intestine is called rectum. You can observe here, this is the rectum. Colon has three regions, ascending colon, transverse colon and descending colon. At the base of the ascending colon, a small finger-like outgrowth is present. So this finger-like outgrowth, as you can observe here, this finger-like outgrowth is called as appendix. It houses many useful bacteria required for digestion of food. Rectum opens to the outside by anus. The anus has internal and external anal sphincter. Till now we have learnt about the different parts of the alimentary canal, starting from mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine. Now let us learn about the digestive glands. The glands that assist digestion are called digestive glands. Salivary glands, gastric glands, liver, pancreas, intestinal glands are some of the important digestive glands that you are going to learn in this particular chapter. Let's learn a bit more about these glands. Observe this given image. These are the salivary glands. Parotid gland, sublingual gland, submandibular glands are the different salivary glands present in our mouth or buccal cavity. Salivary glands secrete saliva which initiates digestion in the mouth itself. Salivary glands contains the enzyme salivary amylase that hydrolyzes starch into maltose. Saliva acts as a solvent in which solid particles can dissolve in and enter the taste buds located on the tongue. Let us move on for the next gland, gastric gland. So these gastric glands are present in different regions of the stomach. They are responsible for the secretion of mucus, hydrochloric acid and enzymes like pepsin. Let us learn what is the role of hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid in stomach is secreted by gastric glands present in its wall. pH of this gastric acid is usually between 1.5 to 3.5 in the pH scale. The acid serves the following function. First, it provides acidic medium for protein digestion, which is very essential for protein digestion. Next, it kills bacteria that enters the food and also prevents infection. A thick layer of mucus secreted by the mucus gland of the stomach prevents itself from the action of gastric acid. So the stomach is safe from the hydrochloric acid secreted by the gastric gland. Look at this given image. This helps us understand that how the different walls and different region of stomach assist secretion and help in digestion of food. The food is converted to chyme by the different glands present in the wall of the stomach. The gastric glands present in the wall of the stomach. Now let us learn about the important largest exocrine gland, that is liver. The liver is the largest and major digestive gland of human. Some of the important function of liver are: it secretes bile juice that help in digestion of fat. As you can observe in this image how the liver is secreting the bile juice, and it is also stored in the gallbladder. It detoxifies various metabolites and drugs. It stores and releases glucose as needed. Whenever glucose is converted to glycogen and it is stored in the liver. Whenever we need the glucose, glycogen is broken down and it converts into glucose and we get the energy. Now let us learn about the next type of gland called pancreas. Pancreas is a mixed gland. As an endocrine organ, it secretes two hormones called insulin and glucagon. Just now we have seen that liver stores the glucose in the form of glycogen. If the glycogen should get converted into glucose, then this particular hormone called glucagon is very essential. So glucagon helps in conversion of glycogen back to glucose. That you will be learning in your higher classes. This insulin and glucagon are the two important hormones that helps to maintain the blood sugar level. As an exocrine gland, pancreas secretes pancreatic juice, which is nothing but a mixture of many digestive enzymes. The digestive enzymes secreted by pancreas includes trypsin, which digests protein, amylase, which digests the starch, pancreatic lipase, that helps in or assists the digestion of fat. Look at this given image. Here is the image of pancreas. As an exocrine gland, pancreas produces enzymes that help in digestion of food. As an endocrine gland, it helps in regulation of blood sugar level. So these are the two important functions of pancreas. It is a mixed gland, both exocrine gland and endocrine gland. As exocrine, it helps in digestion of food. As endocrine gland, it helps in regulation of blood sugar level. A common pancreatic duct, as you can observe here in this image, pancreas has both liver and pancreas has a common duct that opens into the first part of the small intestine here. It has both a liver and pancreas has a common duct opening, pipe, tube that opens into the intestine. Now let us learn about intestinal juices. Intestinal juice contain hormones, digestive enzymes, alkaline mucus, substances to neutralize hydrochloric acid coming from the stomach. Intestinal juice completes the digestion started by the pancreatic juice. Dear students, till now we have learned about the various parts of the alimentary canal and associated glands. Now let us learn about digestive system in other animals. As you can observe in this image, here I have taken an example of herbivore and here I have taken the example of carnivore. Here, digestive system, let us understand the digestive system in herbivore and digestive system in carnivore. Not all, only about the intestine. The digestive system in different animals vary in structure and function. The structure of the digestive system depends on the food habit of the animal. Alimentary canal in herbivore is long. You can observe here in this image. This is the alimentary canal of a herbivore, rabbit. So here is the alimentary canal of a carnivore. So if you observe carefully, you can see that the alimentary canal or intestine of herbivore is quite long. Whereas in the case of carnivore, it is comparatively small. This is because herbivore eat the plant-based food or the cellulose content food, and therefore cellulose takes long time to digest. To assist this long time digestion, alimentary canal in herbivore is longer. Whereas the alimentary canal of carnivorous animals is comparatively shorter because meat gets digested faster. Now, as we have learned a few things about nutrition in plants, in animals and different animals, let us take some home assignment. First question. Name one organism each having saprophytic, parasitic and holozoic mode of nutrition. Second question. Name the process by which plants make food. Third question. Sub-question under second question. Name a gas used in photosynthesis, which is required for carrying photosynthesis. Sub-question B. Name a gas produced in photosynthesis as a product of photosynthesis. Next question. The leaves of a plant first prepare food A by photosynthesis. Food A gets converted into food B. What are A and B? The substance is used to remove chlorophyll from a green leaf during experiments to test for presence of starch in a leaf.